I'm Max Pringle with these headlines. The Senate has passed a short-term spending bill to fund the government and prevent a government shutdown. The House is still deadlocked on various funding bills, with the clock running out to avoid a shutdown on Saturday night. More from Julie Walker.
The Senate charging ahead with a bipartisan package late Tuesday to temporarily fund the government through November 17th. It would maintain funding at current levels with a $6 billion boost for Ukraine and $6 billion for U.S. disaster relief. It's on track for Senate approval later this week, but faces long odds in the House, where hard-right Republicans showed no interest in the deal or the additional money for Ukraine, instead demanding steep spending cuts. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is reviving plans for the Republicans' own stopgap funding measure that would slash federal spending by 8%. I'm Julie Walker.
Embattled New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez will appear in federal court in Manhattan today on bribery and corruption charges. A growing number of his Democratic colleagues are calling for him to step down. Sagar Magani has that story.
They now include New Jersey colleague Cory Booker, who calls the allegations shocking. While Booker, like the others, says Menendez is entitled to a fair trial, he says the charges jeopardize public faith and trust. Menendez preemptively fought back yesterday.
Some of the people calling for my resignation for political reasons say I have lost the trust of the people of New Jersey. That couldn't be more wrong.
Menendez is rejecting calls to step down, which have also come from the state's Democratic leadership, but notably not from the Senate's top two Democrats, Chuck Schumer and Dick Durbin. Sagar Magani, Washington.
Israelis will soon be able to travel to the United States without a visa. The Biden administration decision was announced today in Washington. It comes despite U.S. concerns about the Israeli government's treatment of Palestinian Americans who've reportedly faced harassment upon entering Israel. The agreement is a major accomplishment for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who sparred frequently with the Biden administration. Under the waiver program, Israelis will be able to travel to the U.S. for business or leisure purposes for up to 90 days without a visa, simply by registering with the electronic system for travel authorization. The Hollywood screenwriters' strike is officially over. Leaders of the Writers Guild of America voted Tuesday to approve a contract agreement with the studios. However, actors affiliated with the Screen Actors Guild remain on the picket lines and may expand their strike to video game actors. Margie Zaraletta reports.
SAG-AFTRA says 98% of its members have voted to go on strike against video game makers if Tuesday's negotiations are unsuccessful. Video game actors do voice roles, stunts, and motion capture work. The negotiations are focused on issues similar to what the Hollywood actors want: better pay, safety measures, and protections regarding the use of artificial intelligence. The companies involved include the gaming divisions of Disney and Warner Brothers, as well as game makers like Activision and Electronic Arts. The last video game actors' strike in 2016 lasted nearly a year. I'm Margie Zaraletta with the latest.
Indian officials said that they're open to looking at any evidence Canada could provide to back up its claim that the Indian government played a role in the murder of a Sikh leader in Canada. As Rebecca Bundan reports from Mumbai, the accusation has led to the deterioration of relations between the two countries.
Indian Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar responded to the allegations related to the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, who was shot dead in British Columbia in June.
One, we told the Canadians that this is not the government of India's policy. Two, we told the Canadians saying that, look, if you have something specific, if you have something relevant, let us know. We are open to looking at it.
India has described Canada's claims as absurd, and protests have been triggered in both countries. India has stopped issuing new visas to Canadians. Rebecca Bundan, Mumbai.
An explosion at a crowded gas station in Azerbaijan's Nagorno-Karabakh region has killed and injured scores of people as thousands of ethnic Armenians have rushed to flee to Armenia. The separatist government's human rights ombudsman, Gegum Stepanyan, said 68 people were killed and nearly 300 more were injured by the blast, the cause of which remains unclear. I'm Max Pringle. You're listening to Sojourner Truth on Pacifica Radio.